Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this opportunity presentation of Utopian Global. My name is Claudia Eifert, and I very much welcome everybody on this call today. And now I'm going to first, before we get started, so we have people arriving, I'll just play a very short video, and then we're going to go right into the presentation. I hope you can all see, hear loud and clearly this video. So let's get started.
How would you like to be your own boss? Be able to plan your own time and be in control of every minute of your life? Well, it's very possible, and with Utopian Global, you can achieve it as quick as you snap your fingers. The Utopian Global ecosystem allows you to multiply your income exponentially and diversify your assets by converting them into precious metals like gold and silver. This helps you eliminate the risk of inflation and devaluation associated with fiat currency. After all, if it's good enough for governments and central banks to hold their reserves in gold, then why shouldn't you? Besides the gold and silver, we also give you the possibility to participate in STORE. STORE, Sustainable Technology and Resource Holdings, is backed by real assets that power the world. By owning STORE, you get to enjoy the rewards from the income generated by the STORE assets. These assets include legacy energy resources in the Raccoon Bend field located in Texas, USA. Our second phase is addressing the plastic crisis and creating opportunity with Polystream Technologies plastics to fuel process. The production, proliferation, and disposal of single-use plastics is a crisis of truly global proportion. That's not all. With our lucrative partners program, you can earn rewards and commissions when you share our message and services with others, as well as qualify for bonuses such as luxury travel and paid holidays. Our affiliates also get premium wealth education and coaching, as well as access to webinars and marketing materials. You don't have to break the bank to start with Utopian Global. With as low as €99, you can become an independent business owner and start increasing your income by joining our global network. Remember, everyone you spread the word about Utopian Global to results in you multiplying your own assets, doing good for the planet, and increasing your payouts. Don't forget to visit our website at utopianglobal.com to learn more. The time to get in is now. Utopian Global, real assets, real income, real lifestyle.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let's welcome everybody who just joined now this presentation. And let's go and open my PowerPoint here. Again, welcome everybody on this presentation who just came on board. And I'm not sure if you can see me or hear me. I hope you can. Unfortunately, as you can imagine, everybody is right now on the internet. Worldwide internet, I think, has slowed down because of most people rather stream Netflix than to do something productive. But that's another thing. Again, welcome everybody on the call. We're going to talk about real assets, real income, real lifestyle, how you can have that through this amazing concept we have here with Utopian Global. Now, I don't have to tell you, you know that we are living in a changing world, that our world, our financial system, our environmental reality is, well, grim, to say at least. We are living in an imbalanced global financial system. We have a rising government debt, and of course, ever more than just even have, just basically just 1 month ago, we would have never thought that governments will actually so much increase, of course, the debt because of now we have a coronavirus. I don't have to tell you that. And it tells me here, turn off webcams. It is just too bad, unfortunately, the internet. So I'm going to just basically turn it off for the meantime, and we'll try to turn it on again. There's no doubt we have a global plastic crisis. We have a lot of plastic, and that plastic is not being recycled. In fact, 92%, 94%, in some countries, 98% is not recycled. We have a global resource consumption, so we need more and more resources in order to keep continuing, of course, this growth. Now, right now, the growth has stopped because the world has stopped, but that doesn't mean in a few months it is going to go and grow again. So you see, we have a lot of problems in the world, and we have a real unique solution with Utopian Global here. And that is, of course, where the challenge is in. So with Utopian Global, we do have a platform which addresses exactly all those problems and gives you a solution by owning real income producing assets. What is an asset? Well, an asset is something, it could be real estate, an asset could be an oil field, an asset could be a plant which recycles plastic to valuable energy. So those are assets. And when assets, of course, produce, then, of course, the people who own assets do actually make money. Through our Utopian Global system, we have such a platform, which as well gives you real income from not only the assets, but also from the opportunity of sharing and attracting more people who wish to have assets to us, to our platform. And of course, when you make more money, the different ways you can make money through this amazing platform, obviously the lifestyle is going to improve. So Utopian Global, basically the different products we do have consist of STORE. STORE stands for Sustainable Technology and Resource Holdings. You saw a little bit in the video before. And STORE invests in legacy assets, oil and gas, invests in plastic recycling, invests in different mineral products, mineral reclamation, mineral mining products, and of course that generates income. So what we do through Utopian Global here, we raise funds. These funds then will be put into STORE. STORE, the company, purchases the different assets. You become a stakeholder in those assets and they produce income. Gold or silver? Well, gold or silver is another product which we have. Probably this is, after toilet paper, the most, sorry, my sarcasm here, but you know, you have to have a little bit of sarcasm, right? After toilet paper, this is probably the most wanted asset. In fact, it's not there. So the physical paper, sorry, not the physical paper, the physical market of gold or silver is basically shut down. As of coronavirus, most of the refineries have shut down, either because they're in the Italian border, or either their workers, their staff, of course, had to be reduced or even shutting down. So most of them, they're shut down. You have more physical demand of gold than there is actually physical there. So that's a huge problem that, of course, over time will drive the price up. But gold or silver, we have this product since 12 years. Why? Because it's the best hedge against inflation. And if you think we are in an inflation scenario worldwide right now, think again. You may see that we are in or sliding into a depression. So if you understand a little bit economics, and then you have different scenarios. We have inflation, we have deflation, we have depression. So depression, of course, is the worst case scenario. And this is where we're going, unfortunately, into. Without painting it too bad, there's also an upside opportunity, but only if you spot it and if you actually make action. So wealth, this is one of our pillars, gold and silver, obviously, in our platform. Education, well, big time. So we are very much in the educational here and in education, teaching you education, finances, personal development, and so on, because this is the basis. If you would have just listened to our calls since 12 years, I'm sure you would have made amazing action and you would have a good stack of gold and silver now and some other assets which would produce income. And you would be most likely a little bit more relaxed, because most of people, unfortunately, they are entering almost panic mode. We have a lot of people from all over the world, lots of parts of Africa, lots of parts of South America, lots of parts of different places, of course, US, Canada, all over Europe. I mean, US, look at what's happening there. Lots of people losing their jobs. Yes, of course, Mr. Trump, it talks about a lot of what he's going to do and the money they're going to receive. But do really the poor end people receive all this money? Do they really? So most likely not. I mean, here in Germany, we're living in a very fortunate country, but yet still the small business owner, those money is just not reaching all the money it is promised. So it's pretty grim scenario here, and this is why we have been talking so many years about you've got to be educated, you got to understand money, you got to understand the money retro system, and you need to understand how to make it. And we have the platform for doing that through, again, marketing our products and services. So with that, I turn my camera on. I think the internet has just gotten better. Somebody switched off Netflix, I guess, here. So with that, I'm going to just very quickly go over the presentation. And I believe I have our founder and CEO from UtopianGlobal on the call as well. At the moment, Bill, are you on the call or are you not on the call? Yes, I think I see you. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Claudia. Hi, Claudia. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yes, I can.
Great to be on this call. So you would like me to continue, or do you want me to come on to the Q&A later on?
I was just going to say hello quickly, and you come on later on. So that's fantastic. And I know you're in Dubai, so the internet was good, but it's also not so good at the moment. So I continue quickly, and then you come on. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's go here and continue with the presentation. Sorry, I moved too fast. And as you see here, the problem in the world, which most people face, is the understanding of being an employee, a self-employed person, business owner, and investor. See, what we do here with UtopianGlobal and through UtopianGlobal, we help you to move from the left side of the quadrant to the right side of the quadrant. What does it mean? To move from an employee to become a business owner, or from a self-employed to become a business owner and therefore an investor. How do we do that, and why do we do that? Well, everybody needs employees, those professions, be it a fireman, be it a nurse, be it a bus driver, be it a cleaner, be it somebody who works in a bank. You know, all those people are needed. All those people are valuable. The same as to, of course, self-employed could be a doctor, a very small business owner, and so on. They're all needed, all great people, great professions. The problem is that only 5% of all the money is created in these professions. And they have a limit of time, like everybody has 24 hours. Well, you trade in these professions your time for money. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. What is wrong with it is that your money, your currency, be it your British pound, be it your Aussie dollar, be it my euro, be it the South African rand, over time, it's losing value. Yeah. And when you compare it to gold, to precious metals, every currency has lost a lot of value over its time against comparing it with gold. In fact, most currencies eventually go to their true intrinsic value, and this is zero. In fact, myself, and I always talk about that, I'm German, but I come from East Germany. So I am now in my third currency, and no, I'm in my 40s, so I'm not yet crossing the other part of this side. So, and I already passed 3. So I passed the East German mark, that is non-existent anymore. I passed the German mark, doesn't exist anymore. We have the euro. So every time you had a currency change, of course, what does it do? It takes more money out of your pocket, right? And so basically the big learning curve, what people need to understand, while it's great to be an employee, while it's great to be self-employed, if you don't find a way how to diversify your currency you earn into either precious metals, of course, which is the hedge against inflation, and other income producing assets, you're losing, you are missing out. And so as a business owner and as an investor, well, it's very different, because as a business owner, this is where you have leverage. This is where you have people working with you. And this is why John Paul Getty, once upon a time, the richest man on earth, he said, I rather have 1% of 100 people work than 100% of my own. Why did he say that? Well, because it is better to have a lot of people promoting a product and services, a lot of people basically purchasing, working with you together, or building something together, networking together, than just one person, because you just have 24 hours. But imagine 10 persons, 24 hours. That is, of course, 240 hours. In 240 hours, you can achieve way more than you can do in 24 hours. And so this is why with UtopianGlobal, we have a platform where you can move from the employee to become a business owner, from the self-employed to become a business owner. And when you're a business owner and you start making money, well, then through owning store, in our case here scenario, well, you also become an investor. Why? Well, because obviously we produce we put money into income producing assets, which means right now everything is shut down, yet of course we purchased the oil field. It is 24/7 working, and it's not shut down. Yes, price may down in oil, but it's still working. It is still producing. So this is the difference on what we have, what we offer in our project, and this is an amazing upside, of course, to it. Now, we don't say leave your being an employee or self-employed. No, we don't say that. We just say you got to find another way, and especially now where most people, small businesses shutting down, and a lot of people getting made redundant. So this is basically the platform we do have. The precious metals, as you see here in this next slide, well, basically it's a no-brainer, and Bill could probably talk even longer about precious metals, about gold or silver. It's the now second most wanted product after toilet paper. And why? Because again, it maintains purchasing power over time. You just can't get it at the moment. You can go to any gold dealer you wish to go. They're closed. The refineries are closed. You cannot get hold of the physical stuff. Now, with us, of course, in UtopianGlobal here, we have a platform where from as little as 25 euros, you can buy gold or silver. We still have reserves. I don't know for how long time this is. I mean, refineries should hopefully open eventually again. But from as little as 25 euros, you can actually diversify in gold and silver and have access 24/7. If you need to sell it, you can just sell it back to the company, and basically you make whatever the price of gold is that day. So it's an amazing platform. We work with the best refinery in the world, which is Arco Horayos. They do the largest proportion of the annual gold refining, 25 to 30%. It's in Switzerland on the Italian border, unfortunately. Yes, all the workers come over from Italy, and right now they cannot come over because of coronavirus. And this happens to some other refineries, as well as, of course, as worldwide refineries. Pretty simple system. We have different assets under store, which we raising capital for. We have raised, so we could purchase actually here oil fields. Why oil and gas? Because oil and gas is a legacy resource asset, means produces income, and that's what our people want. They want to make money. But of course, we have another great project. We haven't yet fulfilled it. We have started raising funds for it, but we are not yet there, and that is plastic recycling. So with our team, we're building plastic recycling plants. The plan is 100 plants worldwide, and those plants from the converting of the plastic to the end product, which could be biodiesel or other liquids, is actually making money. So this is basically how then the money is being generated for the people who actually purchase store. We have another product, which is mineral reclamation in store in that platform, and that is, of course, we're raising funds as well to be able to go into those old mineral mines, clean them up, and apply a new technology, an Australian technology, so that we can go in and process the tailings. Tailings are old rocks and sand and all those things, which is basically extracted from the mineral extraction. But there's a lot of minerals left in there, sometimes up to 50, 70%. And we go in there, clean that up, help the environment, clean the environment, but also taking, of course, the minerals out. So those are some some of the things we have. We have here a team from our board of STOR already down there in different parts. This is Ecuador, for example, which Ecuador has an expected 2 billion with a B, not with a M, 2 billion resource in there. And this is based on today's gold price. Now, I just told you gold is not anymore available at the moment, so all the refineries are closed. If you want to get on physical shipping, can't get it. So where do you think the gold price will go? When there's more demand, and not just more, much more demand. Just think toilet paper in the supermarket. Well, this is the same deal here. There's much more demand, but they cannot deliver. So people are lining up. Central banks are lining up because central banks are the biggest buyers of gold and silver, and other big institutions until, of course, the last end person actually comes and be served. So lots of people are waiting right now in order to get their gold. So that means right now gold price we have at around $1,600. That's the paper gold. That's not the physical gold. And obviously this is going to go rising most certainly over time because of this huge demand, yet not enough supply. Because in times of crisis, in times of inflation, in times of recession, in times of deflation, times of depression, this is where most people move into gold or silver. That's just the way it is. That has always played this role, and this is why you see this is happening right now. So this 2 billion reserve, I think it's going to be way more than that. All right, so let's wrap this up here. How can you make money? Well, obviously through basically coming on board, buying precious metals. When you buy into our STOR project, you see here a timeline. When we started STOR, that was in 15th of November 2018. We had no assets under the belt. In March, we purchased the first 2 little assets. So that means the money now basically, which was put in to purchase the asset, that made the company more valuable. That's why we raised the price. And then we purchased more assets that raised the price again. Then we took the revenues generated to produce more, and that's why the price raised. So every time we basically purchasing more, the price will rise, and eventually we're going to launch on an exchange, and we have a target listing of €4. What does it mean for you if you buy at 48 cents now? Well, €4, I think you can calculate that. That is pretty awesome. And that's a projection. We actually want to have it even way higher, €10 or even more. But again, this is STOR project. It's a midterm range. I don't think that this year is a good year to launch on any exchange, because you see this could track on Corona another 2, 3, who knows, maybe even all through summer here. We just don't know how long this is going to track. But it will have a repercussion, of course, for the economy. That's clear. So this is one thing. And of course, every time you buy STOR, when you have STOR, you actually become a stakeholder in the company, meaning you're actually a part owner of it. So when you build a plastic recycling plant, imagine you own part of this plant. Why? Well, because you own STOR, and because STOR makes you a stakeholder in that. STOR is actually the holding company, Source Rock Energy. It's a US company, US-based company out of Houston, and Ryan Messer is the CEO, and again, Source Rock is the holding company of STOR. So you see here the company owner, Bill Rall, which you just heard briefly on the call. He just dropped out because the connection in Dubai is not so good, but he's going to come on board again. He has a long experience in running businesses, in becoming a very successful entrepreneur in the area of marketing, owning hotels, and so on. You can go on with the list, long list of achievements. Ryan Messer, the CEO of Store. He is in the oil, comes from the oil and gas business, did drill over 200 wells all over the world, owns different companies all in the resource space, and he brings on board the team of advisors, of very knowledgeable people within their areas, long history, some decades, some generations in mineral mining, in of course oil and gas, and liquids, in blending, in transportation, in logistics, etc., etc., etc. Basically, the whole team has a combined knowledge, industry knowledge of some 250 years. So they are basically looking after the assets. They are looking after that these assets are actually producing. But with that, I come basically to the part where I'm going to talk about how you can generate income, how you can generate money. So we do that through our platform. Obviously, when you become a customer can, from as little as 25 euro, diversify into gold or silver. Had you done this for 12 long years since we exist, you would be a very happy man or woman. Yeah. So as a customer purchasing gold or silver, and if you hold on longer, you even are more happier. If you purchase Store, well, again, you invest basically in the platform, and you saw the target list, which we do have. So you can then either earn from the increase of the asset value of Store, or you can earn from the distributions, from the cash payouts, from the production of these assets. Right now, producing is the Texas oil field. As an affiliate, of course, you have the benefits also from the customers, but you also can build a home-based business. Now, since we cannot leave anymore our houses, doesn't it make sense to build a home-based business? Absolutely, it does. And it's pretty, let's say, simple. It's not difficult. All what you need to learn is how basically to use your smartphone so that you can actually share a link, and that you can invite people to a presentation, that you can invite people to watch a video and check this out. That's basically what you need to learn in the beginning. You got to buy an affiliate package so that you have your franchise, your home-based business. You're going to get assets in that home-based business. You're going to get a platform, education platform. You get all what is here. You can purchase gold or silver for a better price than a customer can buy. You have your daily referral income, and of course your premium education. You have, as higher the package you buy, as more assets you will have. That is clear. So as higher you buy, as more assets you will have. And then what we do is basically simple. We have a marketing platform. We're marketing so that basically all of us, a combined masses of people, can purchase those assets. So what do? Well, I share it with 3 people. When I share it with 3 people and they like what I have, I like what we do, well, they buy, and let's say they buy the same package as you did. If you purchased a 1,500 package, you could have bought a 99, doesn't matter. But let's say you buy a 1,500, those 3 people do the same, you basically have your initial installment back. That is how it works. You have your initial installment back, and this is pretty powerful. So as you see, every time you basically refer somebody, you get what we call a fast start commission. Why is it called like this? To get you fast started, to make you money now, because you don't want to make money tomorrow, you want to make money now. Yeah, this is what most people want. Show me how to make money now. Well, you can make money now by what? Joining our platform, purchasing your package, start to learn how to share, sharing it, attracting people, and when they buy, you get paid. 6 ways to get paid, besides, of course, the distributions or the cash payouts from Store and the asset valuation. The fast start, of course, the direct bonuses every time you sell gold or silver, you're going to get paid. The different incentives we do have, the uni-level commissions, the leadership bonuses, and so on. And best way is, of course, to watch some of our videos, which explains exactly how you get paid from, of course, sharing our business, besides what you already learned. And that is, if you just show people that they buy one of those packages, you see the fast start commission, that commission you already know how you make this, and you get this paid either to your bank account via bank transfer or via Bitcoin. And you can also buy from your commissions, that's what I do, more gold and silver. So this is basically what we have here with Utopian Global. The time is now to get in. Don't wait for the time to be better, because I can tell you what. So it's right now looking not the best as we would have just thought 2 months ago, because the governments need to go even further in depth, just in order, of course, to maintain things afloat. But eventually countries need to start produce again, and countries need to start consume again, because we are on a debt-based system. That's what the Keynesian monetary system is based on. That's the system we're living under, and it's debt-based, meaning, of course, the consumers need to consume. We need to consume more and more and more and more. If we don't consume, and of course consumption has been stopped, that is going to be a huge and big problem, because we need to create ever more debt just to maintain the system. So with that, Bill, I came basically to the end of the presentation. I'm going to check if there are some questions from people which we can answer. How is Dubai? I see you came back to the call. Not sure if we have you on camera. I don't think. How's Dubai? How's the gold market? You made a video, a great update the other day. Tell us more.
Hi, Claudia. Yes, I dropped out before. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Well, Dubai is great. It's pretty much at a standstill here. The refinery in Switzerland is still closed until Sunday at this particular stage. The market here is pretty much dried up. The infrastructure or supply chain is also very much closed. There is gold at the Dubai refinery. They're working on limited staff. Interesting thing is, I learned the other day, is that the banks here, of course, and banks globally only accept gold through the LBMA, certificates situation. They don't do it from the Dubai, which is a non-LBMA refinery, which is quite interesting. And in my meeting with the banker here, he's been in the industry for 20 years. In fact, he's the main supplier all for the Middle East throughout this region, and the main associate with Argel Horais and Loomis International as well. I've been to his office many times. In fact, they even have bolting facilities at his office as well with Loomis. And I was asking about the gold market, and he said, well, the physical markets is very, very difficult right now. In fact, they've stopped transactions because they can't fulfill the transactions right now due to the refinery being closed. So he doesn't want to get caught and bear the risk spread. There's quite a bit of spread at the moment. Sometimes the spreads can be $75 on an ounce of gold, which is quite significant between buy and sell. So he doesn't want to be caught with that. And so he had a lot of information. I asked him about the actual market, where he thinks this particular year. Is he bullish? Does he think, based on his experience, and this man is a banker, highly experienced, does he think that we could see a break of the 1900 high in 2011 per ounce? He said, absolutely. Now, does it? Will it? Or won't it? I don't know. Of course, we're at we had a good run this year, up to over $1,700, and then of course we had the coronavirus, which all markets crashed back, including silver, very volatile. In fact, I think at the moment the silver, it takes about I think it's about 115 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. I mean, it's unbelievable. These ratios are way out of balance. If you go back to if you go back to the 2011 high of silver and gold, I think it was about 38 ounces of silver to buy an ounce of gold. At the moment, it's 115. In 2000, it was about 100 ounces. We also had in the 1980 high, which gold was at 850 and silver hit just under $50 an ounce. It was around about 16 or 17 ounces to an ounce of gold. So there's no question about that. In these volatile times, in markets moving forward throughout 2020, 2021, we might see a lot of movement in silver again. Certainly the ratio of silver to gold is way out of balance. So if you're a long-term holder of silver and gold, It's a positive thing to do. There's no question about that. In fact, I was with another businessman yesterday as well, a very highly successful businessman, very wealthy man. And he said, what else can you hold? Do you want to hold real estate? Do you want to speculate holding investment properties? I mean, most of the properties here at the moment are quite empty here in Dubai in that respect. Hotels, you know, commercial buildings. He said, cash is king, gold is king right now. It's highly liquid. So you want to be holding some, of course, to be liquid in some currency, but for wealth preservation long term, gold is certainly a great safe haven to be in. So we had a long discussion on that. But speaking to other people, I mean, I have calls every day like you do, Claudia. The big thing that people need, even like here in Dubai, if you're not working, you don't get paid. Not like in the West, in one sense, where you may get take off a month's holiday pay or something like that, or you're looked after, or you get a percentage of your pay. In the UAE, like here in the Emirates, if you're not working, you're no income. End of story. You know, and so for many people here, because many of these people, hospitality, tourism, it's a really suffered industry. These people have no income, and even the incomes that these people earned, that was sent home to their families in the Philippines or parts of Africa, or India or Pakistan. These people work here very, very hard, 12-hour days, mostly 7 days a week, and most of their income they send back to support their families back home. They have zero income coming in now. I mean, they're doing it very, very tough here, the workers there. So what's the solution? What's the solution for all of us? The answer is what you just spoke about, Claudia, multiple streams of income. And in fact, in one of my videos I did last week, I'm going to do maybe another one tomorrow on this. How did I get introduced, being a businessman, being involved with hotels, how was I introduced to leveraged income? How was I introduced to network marketing? Well, I can tell you how I was introduced. It was Melbourne, Australia, 1991. Interest rates were 21% on the overdraft. I only had an overdraft. I only had debt. I owned my second hotel. And I honestly thought I was going to go out the back door. It was exceptionally high pressure time. You can imagine paying interest on your money of 17 to 21%, nearly 22%. Any profits that you made was just totally gone. Margin was gone in paying interest to your banks. And a businessman came in and said, Bill, I'd like to introduce you to a business concept. Are you open to see that? Now, at this time I was doing probably 90 hours a week for sure in my hotels. And I said, absolutely. And he introduced me to the concept of network marketing. You buy products and services. If you like these products and services, you share it with other people and you earn a small reward. You earn a benefit, an income, if people like these products and services as well. And I thought this concept was absolutely ingenious because you can leverage your time, you can leverage your income. To me, this was a game changer. I thought this is fantastic. I can run my hotels, and on the side, I have a secondary income happening here. Now, it started off quite slow. I had to learn what it was all about. Of course, this is a completely foreign industry to me. And I had to buy nutritional products and hair care products and cosmetic products. I had to buy so much of a volume each particular month to qualify to earn commissions. In fact, it was 150 Australian dollars. And in Germany at that time, I think it was around about 80 euros, if I remember correctly. And I thought, that's okay. I use these consumable products anyway. And I did that. And in the end, I went to London, met the owners of this American company. We got the rights to take it to Germany. From there, over the following years, we built an organization of over 50,000 people, which was generating on the side for me a six-figure income. So here I am running my hotels in Australia. And in the world, there's a huge network. They're just buying daily consumables. They're using the products and services, buying a quantity each month, and we all made money from it. Fantastic, low risk, very low risk, and I'm earning a six-figure income for that. Now, it took time to do that. It didn't happen overnight. It took some time. And what do we have here? So the parallel to what we have here, and when I was introduced to this in 1991, I was just introduced to this industry during a crisis. High unemployment, high inflation, you know, so I was introduced to this industry through a crisis. We're in a crisis right now. No question about that. 2020, the uncertainty of 2020, who knows where we're going to be? If we're out of this in 2 weeks' time, a month's time, 6 months' time, we don't know. One thing's for sure, there's many people who don't have an income, and many people don't have maybe more than 1 or 2 paychecks of income in savings to cover their overheads of living, to pay their mortgage, to pay their rent, to put food on the table. Many people are really on the edge. This is a scary thing for many people. But I learned these lessons from the past, fortunately. Okay, so we have the power here. You have a power here where you get ownership of assets and you have the ability to leverage your income. Now, what does that cost you? It's going to cost you less than $2 a day. 50 euros a month, you get ownership of real assets, as in Raccoon Bend that Claudia spoke about, as in the future polystyrene plant we're going to be building. You share it with other people and you generate an income. So on the short term, you're getting your referral income and you can build it up relatively quick to earn an extra 300, 400, 500 euros per month if you understand what you have here. 500 euros a month can make a significant difference to people's lives. In fact, during 2008, the real estate collapse in the US, more than half of the housing foreclosures would have been prevented if people had as much as an extra $500 a month. And $500, you know, in the US, you can go out in New York with a few friends and you can spend $500 for dinner. No question about that. These parts of the world, it can be a monthly income. In many parts of the world, it can be a monthly income. So it doesn't have to be always about the big numbers. Helping people with an extra 2 or 3, 500,000 euros per month is a game changer. And that's what you have here at your fingertips. Now, for me, back in 1991, over the following years, I was earning a six-figure income. It was a savior. One, I learned another craft, understood how to compound my time, managed to buy the freeholds of the hotel as well, different things. So it was significant. And here you are working with like-minded people. Everyone on this call is here for a purpose. We're all here for a better quality of life, to minimize our exposure and risk of debt and all these types of things. Well, when you look at Utopian Global and the asset accumulation program that we have at 50 euros a month, understand what you're getting here. Understand the power of the numbers, and that working with a good like-minded team, you can change your life. No question about that. And you can do it for less than $2 a day. So I really wanted to touch on that point here because I really believe in the power of being able to leverage your time. For many other people, what other choices do you have? What's your plan B? What's your plan C? This is none out here. Here's a leveraged income opportunity that can truly change your life, change the problems or the difficulties you're having right now, and get ownership of assets at the same time. So it's really exciting in that sense. With that said, I know there's a lot of people finding it very difficult right now, and but you've got to stay calm. In storms, you've got to stay calm, just like a captain of a ship, and you either panic and go down with the ship, or you think very, very clear and weigh up your options, make adjustments to your lifestyles and different things, and work out a plan, what you're going to do to move through these storms. That's the only way you can do it. That's what I did back in 1991 when I was on the edge of going out the back door. It was a game changer for me. But it may mean that you've got to make a completely different decision than you've ever done before in your life. And even today, if I go back to Australia or even in Germany, I'll bump into people that I know and they'll still ask me, are you still doing that thing, Bill? Are you still doing that thing? Referring to the leveraged income opportunity that I was involved with, such as the nutritional products. And I said, I'm still doing that thing. I love that thing. They were too closed off in their mind. Their life hadn't changed. And here I was earning a six-figure income on the side because I was open to learn a new opportunity, but I meant to be mentored by good people. Again, it didn't happen overnight. It took time, but when it happens so fast, the numbers, it's very, very, very powerful and can certainly change. And the great thing about it is you work with great people. In fact, that's how I met Claudia. Claudia, you might want to tell the story, but Claudia was actually heading up the customer support for this particular billion-dollar US company. And that's how I got to know her. And I introduced her to Saving Gold and Silver in 2008. She understood. Well, you can tell the story that you saw the bonus checks of the diamonds of this particular company, which I was one of, and you saw that many of these monthly checks were more than your annual check, and you started to think, well, which should I stay where I am in customer service, or should I switch over to be involved in the leveraged income side? No question about it. And ever since then, I think, Claudia, you've been converting many of your commissions into real assets such as gold and silver, and now, of course, store.
Absolutely. And mind you, I'm the most skeptical person on planet Earth. I need to fact check everything. So, so I certainly fact check that one. But yes, no, I mean, what you're touching on, this is an amazing opportunity. We have a lot of people I see here, the different people, and by the name of it, of course, it looks like they're coming from great countries. We currently don't see so many of our good friends from Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, Ghana coming onto the calls because simply their power has been cut off. Because simply they don't have access anymore since the shutdown. So what it means for these countries is so very different than what it means for us Westerners, lucky guys. For them, that means if they basically cannot sell anymore their food they produce, they have no income. And of course, that means where they have no income, they starve because they just basically, they don't have those options. And this is a reality. It's for the first time actually affecting a lot of our people as well, which we have around the world. But of course, many of them, some of them, Bill, you just have recently gone down to Uganda there with Pastor Eddie and of course Amon and all those guys. You visited a beautiful school there. Well, the school doesn't exist anymore. So it came down. So I'm actually want to do a fundraiser because it's sad. So we have to, sorry, I get emotional, but because you get emotional because they don't have the same thing we have. So if you really grasp it, what we have here, this amazing concept, we can do so many beautiful things. You can make easy money. You have a system where you save in assets on a monthly basis. You actually get assets. Those assets produce income. You can share it with other people. The other people don't have that option. So this is huge. This is big. You just got to understand what we have. But collectively, only collectively, if we raise funds, we can invest in those assets, and those assets can grow, and we can get bigger and make and produce more money for all of us, so that we can do great fundraiser things, that we can do great stuff for other people. Because this is what it is about. All our project is about helping people. All our project is about that. It's about cleaning up the environment from those poisons which are happening in those mines, from, of course, this plastic. This is our project, what it is about, really. And so, anyway, so I'm emotionally a little bit because it does affect me. So, Bill, you continue. Sorry.
Well, there's no question about it, Claudia. The world we come from, we're absolutely blessed. And until you go to these parts of the world, I remember you taking me when I was in Panama, when we had the office down there, Central America. You took me to an orphanage there, and you purchased the orphanage a week's milk supply, and you see these little children in the HIV clinic running up and grabbing hold of your leg, asking, do you want to be their dad? Or asking you, do you want to be the mum, and also the other people that we're with. I mean, how can that not affect your heart? I mean, these little children. And then, of course, I was in Uganda and Kenya only in the last weeks, and I was there feeding at that particular school you see that Claudia's speaking about, feeding them their porridge. So well behaved, such a small room. Maybe there's 12 children in there. Big smiles on their faces, very humble, very happy. They see themselves as blessed. No question about that. They come from their environment. They know their environment. They're such happy kids. And they're so happy that they had this foreigner, this tall guy, me, feeding them their porridge for the day. I mean, it really does touch your heart. So I wasn't aware that they'd lost their school. So thanks for sharing that with me, Claudia. I'll have to reach out to Pastor Edward regarding that. But it's true. We can do. It's not about people putting in hands in their pockets and pulling out thousands of euro. We're talking 50 euros here a month. That's it. With 50 euros a month, getting ownership of assets. And of course, building an organization, you're generating an income for yourself. Secondly, you're helping other people generate an income. And the more income you make, the better. The more money, we want you to make tons of money, because the more money you make, of course, you can help other people, such as Pastor Edward and his school. And it's not about the big money to help these people. I mean, to get walking through those, some people may have seen me walk through some of the areas there, which
I have the school there. So this is actually the school. So the school is now, as you see here, unfortunately, the school is now basically this is a school. It's just destroyed.
Yeah, well, many of us in the West, when you say a school, we're thinking of a very different building, of course. This is a small room with concrete floor and tin roof, and probably, but to them, it's their treasure. It's their school. It's where they sit on these little tables, 12 of them or so. It's where they get taught. It's where they get educated. It's where people. It's their gem in one sense. So that's been destroyed. So that's very, very sad. I'll have to reach out to him. But even water, seeing these children carrying these water canisters. Now you carry a drum of water, which maybe, let's say it's a 15-liter drum. See how far you can carry that. Here, there's children, 5, 6 years of age, carrying these water drums, supplying their homes to wash their clothing and stuff. I mean, it is really an awakener, of course. So when you're fortunate, when you're making a little bit of money, it's nice to be able to put a little bit aside to help these people. And that's why I love to help people generate tons of money, because the more that you can make, the more you can have an impact here on planet Earth with your own family, and of course the people around you, and people in other parts of the world who aren't so fortunate in that sense. So that's really what I wanted to touch on, Claudia. But the power.
And that is your little school there. This is the little school.
1 second. Okay. Just do not underestimate the power of your asset accumulation program. The leveraged income program, less than $2 a day. It's about €1.30 a day, I think it is. You're building an organization. You can generate strong cash flows from that, but you need to understand, one, how to do it. If you don't understand how to do it, reach out to your upline. Reach out to support at UtopianGlobal.com. Come onto one of the training calls. I think you're doing training calls every week, Claudia, correct?
I do training calls every morning.
Maybe I should turn up for one. So, but it's there. If you're not too sure what Claudia or myself are speaking about, reach out to support at UtopianGlobal.com and tell us, what's this about? How do I get training? I don't quite understand this. I understand it. I didn't understand either when I was first introduced to this business, but once I understood it and understood the power of compounding, boy, you never go back any other way, because most people are going to work, as I always say, 50 to 60 hours a week, every week for the next 40 years. And most people, 95% of people, are going to retire pretty much broke. Now, if you're in the Western world, you may have good social welfare systems and etc. But this is what Claudia is showing you here right now is truly powerful. Introduce 5 people. They're all saving in assets. Help them duplicate to a second level where they've got 25 people on. You're already making 4 times your money. You're getting your assets for free. The risk is less than $2 a day. You can stop at any time. The power in the numbers, when you understand the power in the numbers, this is what I fell in love with. I thought this is just a no-brainer. Putting millions of dollars in the hotels and having overdrafts of 21%. I thought, my God, I can build a significant income by building a network. And that's what we did. Over 50,000 members in an organization, generating a strong 6-figure income. And I'm living on the other side of the world, still running my hotels. The same opportunity is available to everyone on this particular call. Now, this here, of course, no structure is perfect. No one's going to build 5 and then 25 at the next level. It doesn't matter. But just imagine if you're only 5% successful, as per what you can see here, or 10% successful, you're generating cash flow. I mean, 8 people. I think Claudia mentioned it in the call. I got dropped out. Enrolled 3 people on at least the same package you've enrolled. In the packages from 99 up to about 1,500 euros, really up to around 3,500 euros, you've already got your money back. There's 0 risk. Build an organization of 8 people anywhere in your first 2 levels. You don't even have to know the 8 people. You might know 2 or 3 people in your first level. They've duplicated and enrolled another 5 people on the second level. So you already have 8 people anywhere in your first 2 levels, as you can see here. You've already covering the cost of your 50 euros. That's all. It's not a lot of people. Anyway, I've spoken enough about this. I just get excited about it. I just love the power of it. That's all.
Fantastic. No, that's really great, and this is so powerful. So why I actually was diverting into Pastor Eddie was basically the great thing is that he has people in his team who are not all from Uganda. He has people in his team who are from different parts of the world, from Kenya, from Australia, and so on. And so the great thing is, well, they are on lockdown. But they still can make money, of course, with our business. So they still have a business opportunity. So this is a beauty about that. And of course, we are glad that no child was basically injured at the moment. So this was a plus side on this corona, that they had to basically stay in house. But yeah, so this is the powerful. It doesn't matter where you come from, where you are from, you can still build this business, of course. And so it's really beautiful. So Bill, thank you so much for coming on board and getting so passionate. I'm also passionate very much about that. And we have a real jewel here. And what we need is people. We need people to share our concept, to share our purpose, and share our mission. And of course, when we do that, we all win. That's the whole point of it. We all win when we share this with other people. So don't take this too lightly. And I hope that I see you on our calls every morning this is 10 o'clock UK time, 11 o'clock German time, I think 7 o'clock Brisbane. We are doing Zoom calls 7 days a week, and I believe every Monday and every Thursday we're doing as well a hangout Zoom, but this is in the evening, 8 o'clock UK, 9 o'clock Germany, and then of course we do our calls here, so we have lots of action activities going
Claudia,
on. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Okay, the nice times, where do they find the link?
The links they find on our page. So if they go to Utopian Global and they go to the blog, there they see the schedule as well. They get a push notification. For example, for today's webinar, there was a push notification which came on. And then you also can connect with us on Facebook, with, of course, Utopian Global. We have different groups there, a customer group as well as an affiliate group. If you are a qualified affiliate, you join that group. If you are a customer, you join that group. You will find the link straight away there. So very, very simple. Go to Facebook, like Utopian Global, and you see those groups. You join those groups, and you're always up to date with that. Pretty simple. That's basically where they find it, Bill.
Okay. Any questions, Claudia? Not from you, from the people on the call, I mean.
I didn't see any questions right now, so if people stay on the call, that's great. So thank you for being on the call. Now, for your job as well is to bring more of those people on the call, or bring them to individual calls if you want to do that as well. And again, as I said, like in those groups, we have a lot of people who can help with the different answers. Ask questions. It's really important, because you got to ask questions, because this is the way we learn, through questions. So with that, Bill, no, there's no more questions. I'm gonna leave now for here and gonna go to my Spanish and Brazil calls. Thank you so much, and sorry for my little bit of a tear. Yeah.
Thanks so much. Thanks for sharing that information, Claudia.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Stay safe, everybody. Thank you.